Okay, thank you very much. So it's not about their certificate, their popularity, their patience, or where they work. So don't be confused. That's not what notability of doctor means. Okay, so let's move on. So notability on Wikipedia in general means that the person, topic, or the organization has been the subject of significant coverage in reliable, independent, and secondary sources. It means that these people have a lot of information on the internet that this information is from reliable, independent, and secondary sources. When I say reliable, it means newspapers that are national dailies, that people believe in them, they have built reputation over the years. When you talk about independent, it means the doctor is not the one that is funding the newspaper. There's no affiliation between him or her and the newspaper. When we say secondary sources, it means it's not coming from the doctor directly, it is coming from an external source. So this means that notability is not about being famous, trending, or having many social media followers. So if you're a doctor with social media followers, don't think because you have social media followers, you can be on Wikipedia. No. So it's about having your information in reliable, independent, and secondary sources. Now, we have discussed what notability for doctor is not. Now we are going to be discussing how can you have doctors or women in medicine into Wikipedia. This means that for a doctor to be notable, the doctor must have reliable and independent sources from national dailies. Significant coverage. That means that it must be significantly covered in different reliable sources. You are not allowed to use blog posts. You are not allowed to use self-published and promotional posts. You are not allowed to publish your own information and put it online. It's not about fame or your follower. It's about having a verifiable, lasting impact information on the internet. So cover the multiple reliable, independent, and significant sources. I've explained that. And you should not use self-published sources or promotional sources. And your social media posts are not allowed. And lastly, it's not about fame or followers. So this is what you should have at the back of your mind before we start discussing how you can make women in medicine notable on Wikipedia. Now, why do you think notability matters for women in medicine and for all other subjects too? Because we are not only trying to put content on Wikipedia, we are trying to put quality content, well-sourced content, content that people can refer to as a source. Today I was reading newspaper, I was reading Punch. Punch was making reference to Wikipedia that according to Wikipedia, one man, I forgot his name, has become the first Africa to go into space, or is the first Nigeria Africa to go into space. So they are making reference to Wikipedia. So if Wikipedia is not if Wikipedia is a place whereby you can just bring any kind of information, the world will not be making reference to that. So that's the reason why we frown at a lot of unreliable sources, because you are going to destroy that space. So when people find out that the space is no longer a place where they can get fact or reliable information, then something is wrong. So if you can assist us to make sure that you are using reliable sources, you are going to be promoting Wikipedia from promotional or fringe medical claims. So also, when you use these reliable sources, it is going to be highlighting the significant contributors to healthcare, research, and public health. So that means that we are not only here to just say to contribute and go, we are here to contribute qualitative content to Wikipedia. So there are two main parts to women in medicine notability. You have two main parts. You can either follow the first part to create your article, follow the first part to get your notability, or you follow the second part to get your notability. So the first one is you can follow the path of general notability guideline. That is, before you create the article, you must make sure that that woman that studied medicine has been a subject of significant coverage in multiple independent, reliable sources. Different newspapers have been carried her up and down. That's the first part. Or you can follow the second part, which is the part of specific notability guideline. So this part is mostly tied to NPROF because there's no specific notability for medicine on Wikipedia. So if you want to create for medicine, we usually attach it to NPROF, that is professor or academics, because we believe most of our notable medical personnel, most of them are also into academics. Almost all of them are teaching in teaching hospital. So we usually group them together. So for medicine, often NPROF notability for academics. So we use NPROF for them. So now I've customized it in a way that it will suit the notability of women medical personnel. So these are the two paths that you can use. So I'm going to be dwelling more on this second one because this is what we are going to be working with. For you to understand NPROF, it applies to academics, researchers, and scholars, in which most notable medical personnel fall into this part. So there are 8 criteria. If your subject, the person you are trying to write article for, meets any one or any of the 8 criteria, then you are good to go to create article for that person. If that's women in medicine, medicine here means all type of health-related courses. Meet any of these, you can create article for the person, in as much you have references to back that up. Now, so the first one is that if the women in medicine that you are trying to create article for is a recipient of a major, widely recognized award or honor in medicine or science, if that woman has won one major award, like the Lasker Award, or the award that was given by WHO, or the Nobel Prize Award, any highly reputable award. So that award can make that woman to be notable on Wikipedia. That's the first one. So before you create any article now, you have to sit down and look at that article in your hand. Does it fall into any of these 8 criteria? If it falls into it, then you are good to go. If it does not fall into it, then it seems you should just allow that one to go and go for another one. So the second one is high citation count for their work in medical literature. Now, if this person you are trying to create article for has been cited by a lot of people, and you can get that by checking their H index. When you have someone has H index like 20 and above, that's a massive H index. So, and you can get some reliable sources for the person, then you are good to go. You can create article for the person. Or the person has written papers that have changed the practice guidelines, that a lot of people are referring to that paper. For instance, now, if a doctor discovered cure for maybe HIV/AIDS, and he wrote a paper on that, and a lot of people are citing him as the person that did that. So that one can also make the person to be notable. That's the second one. And next one is election or membership to national academies or international academies. There are some academies that you cannot just go there and enter. They have to invite you, elect you inside to become a member. And you cannot become a member if you have not contributed to that, if you have not contributed massively to the field. So when you have the Nigerian Academy of Science, US National Academy of Medicine, African Academy of Sciences, the World Academy of Sciences, all these are membership that can give a woman in medicine notability. No, no, are we on the same page? If you are getting what I'm saying, I want to see yes in the chat box. Yes, if you are getting it, I want to see yes in the chat box. Yes. Mukhtar Azar Abdullah, yes. Umar Farouk Yunus, yes. Divine, sir, yes. I'm waiting for the French people. If you are getting it, I want to see ooh, or none. Yes, to the Daniel, yes. French people, I want to see you. If you are getting what I'm saying, I want you. And French, if I'm too fast for you, you have to let me know. Adele, if I'm too fast, please, you can tell me so that I can slow down for you to be able to catch up with me. Okay? Okay, thank you very much, Adele. So now we have discussed these 3 criteria. Now we are going to move to the next one, which will be from 4 to 6. Now, if any woman is serving or has served as the editor-in-chief of a major medical journal, like the Lancet Journal, BMJ Journal, African Journal of Medicine and Medical Sciences, and there are sources to show that she has served, and that we can also get some biography from some reliable sources, then we can combine the 2 together to create article for the woman. So if she has served or she is serving as the editor-in-chief of a major medical journal, then that one can also make that woman in medicine to be notable. And the next one is that if someone has written a book, a textbook or manual used in medical field, and a lot of people have used that. For instance, when you were in secondary school, there's this popular biology book called, physics book called Okeke in Nigeria, Okeke. You have the new school biology. So if someone too has written a book in the field of medicine, and a lot of people are using that book, PN Okeke, because Amarachi is a science student, PN Okeke, yeah. So we also have that one is for physics. We have one for biology. It's very popular at that time. Who can remind me? This big biology like this. Sorry. Who can remind me in the chat box? This big biology book. Most of you have. Okay, don't worry. So if someone has written a book, and a lot of people are using that book, referring to that book, then that book can also make that woman in medicine to be notable. And also, if a woman in medicine hold a prestigious name professorship, like the emeritus professorship, or there's an honor, there's a position that was given to the person a very big position, like the minister or commissioner of health. Do you get it now? So once that woman becomes a minister or commissioner of health, then even before, that woman is not notable. Once the woman assumed that role, then the woman has become notable. Do you get it now? So, and the seventh one, modern biology, Dr. Amarachi. So thank you. I think before you go here, before you leave here, I will have to remove my doctor from all of you. Before you go and start saying that you're a doctor, I will remove it after this training. So enjoy it while it lasts. So director, when someone is the director of a major academic research or major medical research, like in Nigeria now, we have the federal teaching hospitals. The director of those hospitals are notable. Once you can have sources to say that they are director and you can get their biography from reliable sources, they can be on Wikipedia. So our global health organization, if someone is director of World Health Organization now, so the person too is notable, and so on. Nobody is keeping anything. Savio, you're not keeping this thing. So now, the next one is any achievement showing lasting influence on medicine supported by reliable independent sources. There's some people that they have made some achievements, some influence that anytime you want to study medicine, you have to refer to them. In psychology now, when you're talking about behaviorism, you're talking about this man with rats. So if you are talking
Can anyone hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you, but I can't hear Mr. Mohib.
All right. So I think Mr. Mohib's network has been disrupted. Can you hear us, Mr. Mohib? All right, so while we wait for Mr. Mohib to get back on, I don't know if you have any questions or any question regarding the campaign or regarding his teaching. If it's regarding his teaching, you can put it in the chat. If it's regarding the campaign, you can still drop it in the chat.
Hello?
We address you. Oh, hello, we can hear you, Mr. Mohib.
The network took me off.
Yes, I thought that was
where did I stop?
All right. You were the last thing I remember medicine. That was the last thing I heard, and I stopped here.
Yes. Okay, someone is saying something in the group. Okay, I think I was talking about when someone has lasting influence in the field of medicine, like a kind of authority. A kind of authority in the field of medicine that people can make reference to them. Then the person is notable. Like in the field of ophthalmologists now, so there's a particular woman that she's regarded as the first female professor in that field in Nigeria or in Africa. So that person is a kind of authority in that field. So you can easily create article for the person. So now let us. Okay. So now we have gotten the logic now. Just like what Amarachi said at the beginning, that we are going to be having practical session. I'm going to try to make sure that we create 2 articles together as we are here. Initially, I have the intention of creating 1, but 5 minutes to the beginning of this training, as I was scrolling through the internet, I got picked up with another biography, which also enticed me. So we have to create it together. So that at least we are going to have practical experience of 2 articles at once. So that by the time we are leaving here, you all have an assignment to do. We are going to be dropping the link of the articles that you can create in the chat box. Then you go there, you will create it as a draft first. So we create it as a draft first, then you send it to the group. I will check them and make some corrections. You correct it, then you'll be able to move them. So that list of articles will be dropped closer to the end of the meeting. So any question before we start? Let me just take that question first before we start. Someone said, can I create articles on any local languages, or I can only create on English Wikipedia? You can create in your local language. You can create in English Wikipedia, but we have a list of articles. Send them to you, use that one to create. You can create them in your local language. You can create them in English Wikipedia. Well, when you create on English Wikipedia, you get to have more visibility, and a lot of people can also translate from English Wikipedia to different languages. So, any other question? Can we go beyond the list of articles given in the meta page? Yes. In as much they are women and they have the same thing, the same theme with us here. And just make sure that you have joined the dashboard so that you'll be able to track it. So you can also do that. But please don't go and start creating the main reason why we used to have a list of articles is that so that we can look for the ones that are notable and give them to you. Because some will just go and carry the Journal of Medicine of Nigeria or the Journal of Medicine of Ghana and start creating for all the doctors that they come across. And that one, you are playing with something that when it comes, you will not be able to solve the problem yourself. So, okay, if there's no other question, then we are going to move to the practical session. Just give me a minute. So we are going to start with Professor, okay, I'm not seeing my screen. This thing you do is to go to wikipedia.org. Is it that I'm seeing a question from French people? We should not scatter my head with French. So we are creating on English Wikipedia. So the first thing you do is to make sure that you are logged in. As you can see, I'm logged in. Then the next thing you have to do is to search if the article is not on Wikipedia before. So the first article I'm going to create is, let me check for the name again. professor. And if you are looking for it, you will not put professor. Here is the name. Nyade Odure. So as you can see, it's not there. So the next thing that you are going to do is to look for the internet for sources. Commission.org. You have a source. All you have to do first is to just open the tab of the sources so that you can come back and start reading what is in those sources. Let me also, at times, it can be called Olure. Let me go to names. So let us search for more information. At least let us have see something like this here. Okay. So you are just trying to gather sources. This is how you look at the sources. When you see new sources, then let us add one more before we. There's one source I see from Tribune. Okay. That source here. This is the last one. I know it's getting boring now. Sorry. I'm seeing one source on my phone and I'm not seeing it here. Just that article. That's all. So now, what I'm going to show you first is why did I choose this article? This is not the article I was wanted to write on before. I wanted to write on a different article before. But when I got on the internet, this is what caught my mind. And when you look at the 8 criteria that I listed, the 8 criteria that I listed for you earlier on, when you check, I told you that if there's someone that has lasting influence on that field, that the person is notable. This woman is the first female professor of medicine in Nigeria. She is the first Black African professor of ophthalmology in Africa, the first Black African professor of ophthalmology. Now, as you can see that definitely she's going to have lasting influence in the field of medicine and in the field of ophthalmology. So that's the reason why I said, okay, let me start with this woman first. So as you can see that by the time you do the analysis, the person must at least fit into one out of the 8 criteria that you have listed. In that one, you have a case to say, okay, I can write about this person. But if the person that you are trying to create article for does not fit into any of those 8, then there's a problem. So you have to stop. Now, so the next thing that we are going to do is, we have searched for the name, it's not there. So don't create it directly like this. So you have to add draft, the back, then you search again. Okay, so now you can create this draft. You click on it. Then you have a page like this. So the first thing you are going to do is to change from source editing to visual editing. Now, what are the things that you needed? The thing that you needed is, first, you need a lead, the lead article. The lead article means the introduction of the article. Second one is you need early life and career, early life / career or / education if you have education, or / career if you have it. Now, as a professor, you also need selected publications. So you also need selected publications. For the lead, you don't have to write lead, just remove this lead. So what we are going to do is, in the lead, you need the name of the person, the nationality of the person, the profession of the person, and any other award that the person has won. So you have to show us in the lead. So you have to be neutral. You have to do what? Be neutral. So you don't say because you know the person, you have to sugarcoat it. You have to write it the way it is. And in the lead article, you don't have to put reference, because the lead is just like the summary of everything in your article. So we are going to start like this. So let us look at the full name of this woman. What's her full name? This is her full name. Onyade Odutola Oluri, an icon in the field of glaucoma. Let me check another place if you can see it again. You see, this is her name, Onyade Odutola Oluri. Let's check again, another place. Just to be sure. Here they put Oluri here. So now you can see that her full name is Onyade Odutola Oluri. So at the beginning of the lead, you have to put the full name. Onyade Odutola Oluri. So if the person is alive, you use is. If the person is not alive, you use was. So she's still alive. Is a nationality, Nigerian. Then profession, professor of what? Ophthalmologist. is the first Nigerian female professor of ophthalmology. First professor of what? Let me go back and check. Okay, first professor of medicine in Nigeria. Is Nigerian female professor of medicine. India. First Black African professor of ophthalmology. Getting born right? Sorry, of ophthalmology. So you can either stop there, or you can also add more things if you want. Let me see what we can add again. Let me see if there's any. Okay. If there's any membership that she belongs to, we can add. So he's a fellow of the Royal College of Ophthalmology, the fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons, fellow of West African. Oh, let us take like two. You can just say she is a member, she's a fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons and fellow of West African. So, or you can use the first one because these fellowships are very important fellowships. So we can just say she is a fellow of Royal College of Ophthalmology, Royal College of Ophthalmology, and Royal College of Surgeons. So you can leave the rest inside the article. To stop. Then you have early life and career, early life and education. Let us put early life and education together. Early life and education. Now, you have to make, since you are going to the body of the article now, you have to make it a heading. There are two ways to do that. Either you copy like this, and you come down here to do the heading, or just do like this and put the double quote. You get that? Okay, good. So now, go back to her early life. So go and see what we can see from her early life. They said, so just like what I told you, you don't do copy and paste. You have to read and paraphrase. Or being born with a silver spoon in her mouth has still become too high enough. Okay. So Oyade was born in Ijebu Ode State, Nigeria on the 2nd of okay, to the well-known. So you don't do copy and paste. You can just say Onyade was born in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State, Nigeria. To Mr. Mr. and Mrs. Odutola on the 2nd of February 1934. That's paraphrasing. So Onyade was giving birth on 1934. So when it's come here, it becomes February 2nd. Let me say February 2, February 2, 1934. That's the word. Now see that I've paraphrased that long, all this from here. So they say our father was a prominent Nigerian industrialist and with a passion for education who had been honored with other. We're not talking about the father, so we are talking about the son, so daughter. So sixth of the father. So you can do something like that. In Nigeria as the sixth child. The sixth child of, you can just mention the father's name there. The sixth child of Chief and Mrs. Timothy Adiola Odutola. So child of Timothy Adiola Odutola. Chief. So now, where did you see that information? You have to reference it. That okay, this we have seen it. So all you have to do is to go and copy the URL, copy it, then you come back to the article. Then you are going to click on cite, automatic, manual, use automatic, then you paste. Then you click on create. As you can see, it has come, then you click on insert. Once you have done that, you have your reference for that. So the next thing you are going to do is to create a place where you are going to be storing your references. And you make it a heading, 1, 2. It becomes heading. It is better for you to have it this way. Okay. So now let's continue the early life. This is the early life when she was giving birth to, the year she was giving birth to, the place she was giving birth to. So now let us look for her education. So she was sent to CMS Girls School, Ijebu-Ode. Home tutoring, she was sent to give a secondary education commenced in 1945 at the CMS Girls College, Lagos, which later became known as St. Anne's. So now she obtained, you just start with, she obtained a secondary school, or she attended CMS Girls, the then CMS Girls School, Lagos. Then she obtained her A level at this school. We don't have to follow the way they have done their own. So what we have to do is to get the information out. We obtain our own secondary school certificates from the mentioned name of the school. The name of the school, CMS Guest School, Lagos. Though the name of the school was changed, but let us maintain this CMS. I will now use them as this CMS Guest School Lagos and obtain a A-level from West, this is the name of the school, Western Met School in England. So you have it here. Then you can add more because she's a professor. She will probably have gone to first, second, and third. I said in 1953, Onyade was admitted to the University of Bristol Medical School to study medicine. Okay. So she graduated in 1959. You can just say in 1959, she obtained her first degree in medicine from University of Bristol Medical, University of Bristol. So just to avoid plagiarism, so you have to be very careful. In 1959. Her first degree in medicine from Bristol. University of Bristol.
Désolée, j'avais eu un souci avec la connexion. Je suis en déplacement, donc c'est pas vraiment évident. Alors.
Adam, is there any problem? Is there any problem? Okay.
All right, so it's okay. She left for a while, so I will have to enable her interpretation again.
Okay. So please do that. So now you see that she returned back to the same school in 1975. So she will return to the same university years later for a master's degree in 1975. So in 1975, she returned to that school for master's degree. What we are going to do is to also add. She obtained her first and second degree in 1959 and 1975. She obtained her first and master degree. First and second degree, let me second degree in medicine from the University of Bristol. So full stop. Let's see, where did she finish? She started a postgraduate training at Murphy I. Okay. Now understand this part, so I'm going to skip it. So we are going to stop there for the early life. Then we need to also add the reference to this one, which is the same reference we have used earlier on. So this time around, we are going to be reusing it. So now the next one is career. A career. So when they started or began a career in said after she finished her first degree, she returned to Nigeria and was employed by the University College Hospital, UCH Ibadan, where she did a house job in medicine for 1 year, and she worked until 1961 when she got married and traveled to State Hospital in Akure and then later to Cardiff. So she began her career in 1959 at the University College Hospital, Ibadan. What is house job? She did her house job. What does house job mean? If you have any, medical, is that one not?
Yes, house job. Okay, I think, hold on, please.
The profession?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So a house job process is a training they go to, doctors go for, that is medical students. Once they are done with their last MBBS exam, they go for their house job, more like an internship in a government hospital. Yeah, so it's for a year. Yes, so they do their house job, and they shuffle around other departments, from pediatrics to a whole lot.
Okay. Thank you
So
very
it's
much.
more like them having a practical aspect of what they've learned in school.
Dr. Amarachi, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So from this year, from 1959 to 1960, between 1969 and 1960. So then he was employed by the institution in 1961. Okay, she worked until 1961. 60 before, okay, between 19, as a house job for a year, and only $. pardon, until 1961, where she left for State Hospital in Akure. She left for State Hospital in Akure after her marriage. And later traveled Cardiff Royal Infirmary. Cardiff Royal Infirmary in 1960. So using the same reference that we used earlier on. Now there's another one here that talk about when she became a professor. Sorry. Let me stop this on my phone. I don't know, it's not coming out here, but let me do something. Just a minute, please. So that we'll not be using only one source. There's another source here too that you can also use. But can you please help me to put that source in the chat box? Send it to me on WhatsApp. I don't know why I'm not seeing it here. So that we can also add our source to it. But it will not waste time. Thank you. So let's continue.
I didn't get that.
Just take your WhatsApp, copy that source and put it in the chat box where I can copy it.
All right.
So the source was published in 2015. So that's why it's very hard to get. So now we have finished the beginning of our career. Let us continue again. So in 1965, she returned to Nigeria and took up as registrar at ophthalmologist, University College Hospital, becoming senior registrar this year. Okay, so in 1965, she returned to Nigeria in 1965. In 1965 and start and as a registrar at University College. Ophthalmology. University College Hospital. Okay, thank you. So this is the second source I was telling you. It was originally published by This Day in 2015. So it's very hard to get it from This Day, but the first reader can assist with that. So this is the original, this is the publication. Let me okay. Let us go to. So let us stop here so that we not waste much time. Then we go to another thing, which is selected publications. Or when we talk about its professorship. Note here, they said, this is where they said she is the first professor of, okay. See, Professor Olori was recognized as who is the first female Black African professor of ophthalmology and the first Nigerian female professor of medicine. Since I want to publish this work, so I don't want to waste much time. So what I'm going to do is to come down here, where I made the claim and add the citation so that I will be able to send it to the namespace. Insert. So let me channel one. Channel one reference to make it 3. Okay, good. There's another one here. This one is more or less like the post of the Medical of Medicine University of the first Nigerian women medical professor and the first female professor of ophthalmology in Nigeria. So let me use this right to add it so that I can just go ahead and publish it into the namespace and go for the second one. Okay, so we insert. This one, we use the first one that we used earlier on, which is now it has become the third one. Selected publication. Can you see any of our book? Just come down to the book side here. Come to the book side here. So can easily see we have some memo published for her here. So by the time I publish it, I can go back and read this book so that I will understand the biography very well, but not now. There are a lot of books published for her. Let me just say we are doing publications. This one too is just like an autobiography or a biography for her. So what I'm looking for is what she published herself. So that's not a problem. I know she will definitely have. So we can use Google Scholar to get that one. Now, another thing is, during their era, I don't even think they are using Google Scholar. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This is so what we are going to do now is we want to, if you want to set this one, the simplest way to do that is to just copy, to come to site here. You see it like this? So just copy it. Copy, then go down here. That's the simplest way. There's another way too. When you press start, when you click on start, you become bullet. Then you can put it like this. Put this one. Then here, as the source, then you go back to this one. You copy the link address. So you click on site, manual, you can use journal. Once we click on journal, they'll give you a lot of things. You come down to this URL, you paste the link there. When you go back again, the title of the book, you copy it, put the title there. Then the journal that the book was published, then you can open the book and see. I think it's Ghana Medical Journal, but let us open and see. You see Ghana Medical Journal. You see it up here. Come back here. This is because the DOI is not available. If the DOI is available, once you put it, it will do it automatically for you. But because it was published in 1970, as you can see, so at that time, I don't think you can have that DOI in this kind of book. So then they'll ask you who published the book. So the first name is what? Onyade. So the last name is Ifo. So source date when it was published. Pages, the pages go back from page 2, page 240, 247 to 252. So 247 to 252. So if there's issue volume, check if there's volume there. No volume, nothing like that. So just click on insert. So it has come. Then, oh, since we have not published, you have to publish. What did you do? Started in draft. Started in draft. Jeez. So once you have published, check your contributions. Check your contributions. So this is what you have. So you can see, this is what you have. So now the next thing that we are going to do is to add a description. You add description to it. To do that, so you have to use the template. Once you click on edit button, you click on insert, template, then you add short description. So how can we describe the person? Nigerian professor. You have it here. So you can also, this beginning, you have to make it bold by using Control B, or you come down here and click on bold. And you can also do some wiki link, like ophthalmology now is a term, so you have to wiki link it so that people will know what ophthalmology means. So you can wiki link it. So the Royal College of Ophthalmology, the Royal College of Ophthalmology visits, the Royal College of Surgeons, you have to wiki link it too. Now, you see that at the beginning here, the reason why I'm putting these two references is that I'm not mentioning the claim in my article. So because of time, but once I finish publishing to the main space, I can do that one later. That's why I'm putting it here. So anybody that is coming to read this article, they will know that the person is professor of medicine in Nigeria. That's the first one. And also, she belongs to this highly reputable organization. Now, as they have seen that this person belongs to this group, so they will just leave the article because the article is notable. Okay? So now, Jabode, you have to, let me publish this one. What did you do? Added. So now you can go back again to under the career to do some kind of mop up, clean up by wiki linking and so on. So University College Hospital, you can also wiki link it. You can also wiki link Ibadan too. The state in Nigeria, State Hospital in Akure. Let's see. Okay, I don't need to have that one. So, what did we do? Added the wiki link. Now let us check it very well before we move it into the main space. Now you can also add info box too. Info box is very important. So what you're going to do is to click on edit, click on insert, template, info box. So this person is Kaput Academic. Info box academic. Is someone talking in the chat?
No.
Okay, thank you. So now the name is what? Onyade, not put that name. Olutola Oluwe. So said native name language. So the native name is the same thing as its real name. So the native name language, YO, which is Yoruba. Birth name is the same, birth date she was born. So for the day that she was born, you can use this template, birth date and age. like this: birth, date, and age. So what I'm going to be doing is we are going to be the year she was born. Where is that year again? The year she was born. Okay, 1934. Once you use that, it will automatically calculate. So when you put this birth date and age, you put this pipe, you put the year she was born, then you put the month, which is 2nd of February, then the year, which is 22. Then it. Once you click on insert, you see what has happened? It calculated the age in bracket 91. Okay, so let me remove one name. No, this needs a name. Doesn't make sense because they're the same. Place of birth. No, Jebu state. Birth date, death place, burial place, resting place, citizenship, that's Nigeria. Occupation. Now, you can call her, she's ophthalmologist, right? Ophthalmologist. Am I getting this spelling wrong? It says, I'm correcting me. Ophthalmologist. Okay. Known for first.
You have a question, Mr. Mohib.
Okay. What's the question, please?
Someone is asking what an info box is.
Info box means information in a box. All the things that you have put in the article, you have written in the article, you are trying to put them in a box so that someone can see it at once and understand everything about the article. You get it now. So I didn't expect that. So what I'm going to do is once I publish this one, I will show you back again so that you can see how you can do the info box again. So he's known for first professor. Let's see. African professor of ophthalmology. This UBL means we are going to be listing them without bullet. First female Black African professor of ophthalmology. Then you remove this one. You put this. You have to put a pipe again. First Nigerian female professor. Then you close it. So when you apply the changes, you see the info box. This is the info box. So just like a summary of everything that is here. So she's known for first female Black African professor of ophthalmology and also as the first female Nigerian female professor. So let me put a comma there so that it will not look confusing. So now they said where she studied, alma mater. So you are going to be using only the higher education, which is studied at University of Bristol. This is what you can see. University of Bristol. What's a major discipline? Let's see. What is a sub discipline? This time around, I must get it right. Oh, where's my screen? Can you see my screen now?
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay. What am I missing here of OPHT? Oh, it's OPHT, not OPTH. As you can see, now workplace, she worked at university something hospital. She worked at University College Hospital, UCH Ibadan. Okay. If it is more than one, you can put it in UBL, which is unbulleted list, that it can list it for you. So another place that she worked, let us check. Where did she work again?
No,
she got married.
Important to go.
State Hospital. Please, if you are not talking, please mute yourself. State Hospital in Akure. And that, where did she work again? She worked at training at the Children's Hospital, the British Hospital. You continue at training from this school, that's not work. Okay, you can close it that way. Close it with your curly bracket. So let's just apply the changes. So you see, you have it. Boom. You have everything that we have put here. Discipline, sub-discipline, institution. So when you publish the changes, what you do, you added info box. This information box. Publish it. Now, we are getting to the stage that we are going to move it into the namespace. So before we move into the namespace, there's something called authority control. Authority control for anybody in the field of academics. Once you put that in, so it will automatically generate the site, all the different names that the person can be called in the academic world. Like when you look at this now, you see she's E.O. Oluri. When you go to Google Scholar, she's called what? So the authority control will go and bring all those citations from different libraries and put it under. So let us do that. For you to do that, let me use the source edit. So you will come down to this last part, just put 2 curly brackets, authority control. Close it. So that means once we publish it, it will generate different names in which it can be called in the academic world. When are we going to stop this training? Okoro, is it not to us? Not 2 hours?
Yes, it is.
And this is 6 o'clock. So let me just move it and repeat the day. Sorry for that. Now, we are done with everything now. So you just click on this tool. You click on this tool, then you click on move. Let me do that again. You click on tool, you click on move. They will ask you, where are you moving it to? Tell them you are moving into article. So this is the name, Onyade Olure. So if you want to change the name, you can change the name here. But you can, as you can see, that almost everybody is calling her that name, Onyade Olure. So When you put Onyade, that's the general name that they are calling her. If not, you can still change it. See, Onyade Oluri. Onyade Oluri. We are going to be using the general, the common name that people are calling her. So we are going to be using that one. So this is the name we are using, Onyade Oluri. To ask you additional details, I have developed the article, then you click on move. Once you click on move, you see something like this. This is your draft. This is the moved one. You click on this one, and your article has come to the main space. So this is it. It has come to the main space. As you can see. So from this main space, you can add category. You can have Nigerian academics. You can have 1934 death. You can also click again to add 1934 death. Click on OK. You can have University of Bristol alumni, because she's from study at University of Bristol. University of Bristol alumni. So you can also have ophthalmologist. Ophthalmologist from Nigeria. This is in Africa. Oh, let's put ophthalmologist first. Then, so we have it here. So any question? Sorry, the second article will not be able to do that. Yeah, you guys are the one that are going to do it. Now, please drop the link to the articles in the main space, to the list of articles in the chat box, so that they can familiar with it, create article in draft, send it to the group for us to see, be perfect for them, and then we ask them to go to the main space. So if you have questions, now is your chance to ask the question before we call it a day. So over to you, Amarachi, Dr. Amarachi. You have just a few minutes before I remove the doctor from you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mohib, for such a detailed session. I mean, I was just observing the participants. No, but the individuals that were kicked off by network still joined, because they just wanted to, like, when you're being served a good meal, you just want to eat till you're done with it. So thank you very much for such an insightful session. So I don't know if you have any question. Just like Mr. Mohib stated earlier, we want us, let me share the link to the list, to the article list, so that we can head to the meta page and pick a topic and start working on it. Just like you already showed us how to create a draft. So we are looking at having us share the link to our draft on the WhatsApp group for review, so that before you put your draft out there, we must have reviewed it and ensure that it's quality. Then you post it, and it will not be like a +1 for you and for Africa at large. So I don't know, I just shared the link on I just shared it now. So let's kindly click on it and select an article. So once you select an article, kindly put it in the chat, the article that that you want to work on. So it will not take us much time. 3 minutes, we are done with this exercise. So I'll be waiting for us. Let's select our preferred article and post here so that we'll know who is working on which article. So that we'll be expecting the draft once it's ready. I don't know. Do we have any question regarding this exercise that I just explained?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Mr. Mohib.
Okay. Someone said, do they have to move the article before the article can be reviewed? There are two ways of doing draft. You can either use the draft I've shown you, or you submit your article for review from the draft. The reason why I say that you should use this draft so that you can send it to me for me to check, then I will give you the go ahead to move it, is that so that it will be between me and you. We are working together on the article. But if you use the other draft, it's not between me and you. Another person too can also drag it with you. You get it? Just follow this step, use the draft article, send it to me. I'm going to work on it. You too, I will tell you what to do and how you can do it. Then once it's okay, I'll ask you to move it into the next place. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mohib. Yes. So while we are still on it, I just want to inform us that we have a participant link, a participant form, right? So once your draft has been reviewed and you post it and all of that, you're expected to fill the form, documenting the article that you've worked on, so that it will enable us track. Though we have the outreach dashboard and the rest, but then the form also is a backup plan, right? So while you're making edits, while you're contributing, ensure that you use the participant link. I'll be sharing it with us before we close. I'll be sharing it with us briefly before we close. And secondly, we are pleased to announce the editors, the winners for the just concluded July edition. So I'll share it with us. Please. All right, so I'll have to share this on the group. I'll share it in the group. As the pictures are not here with me right now. They're on the other device that I have open. So, but I can still share the participant link so that we can actually start documenting our edits to enable the reviewers do their work. All right. So we have few tags down. We have article list, select your preferred article, start a draft, and share it with us so we can review before you publish, just like Mr. Mohib advised. So I don't know if you have any other question regarding the campaign, the contest. Kindly ask now, please. Can anybody hear me? All right. Oh, thank you. I'm seeing I'm getting some responses. Thank you, Chinon. So, all right, thank you. All right, so I think we are good to go. Mr. Mohib, can you be our photographer? So we want to see your beautiful faces while we take a virtual selfie. Right, so kindly enable your camera. Okay, I'll have to enable it from my end. Okay. Hold on. Start a video.
Just pray because my system is about to go off.
All right, please. Our video. while we take a selfie. All right, so hello. So I'm waiting for the others, please.
So,
I think it's just myself and Mr. Oh, I can see Chinon, so I can see Mr. Clement. I can see Sharon. I can see Joanne. Finally, I can put a face to the voice. Oh, God. Mr. Mohib, I can't see your face. Your room is... All right, so what's happening to the others? Can you enable your camera? Mr. Savior, Veronica, Mighty, Damilare, we are waiting for you. Yay, now we can see our trainer's face, indeed.
Okay, so, yes, I've taken this one. I've taken that one.